This program contains movie spoilers. Viewers are advised to proceed on their own discretion.
Makers of a sequel, hear this. You have everything set out for you. Every character, every setting, every context, every pretext, even the premise, even the setup, everything is already there. Meaning all these can be used to best of advantages. Now imagine a sequel that uses none of these advantages and creates an entirely new world of its own. Introduces secondary characters every now and then and does not even match the genre of its prequel. That's what Sadak 2 is. Calling it a sequel is a disgrace in the name of sequel itself. Let's get this out of the way already and take away 1 star just for naming itself Sadak. Sadak 2 is not a sequel in any kind or any form. It's a distortion, a sacrilege in the name of a highly accepted movie, the 1991 classic Sadak. Welcome to I Like to Move It, Mahesh Bhatt's latest offering. The trailer for Sadak 2 currently holds number 2 position as the most disliked YouTube videos. And like the saying goes, ये तो सिर्फ trailer है, picture तो अभी बाकी है. The movie is equally terrible, lackluster, and you should be happy that it is released on OTT and there is a pause button there. Did you hear the sound effect just now? If not, let me play that for you again. Every movie buff, every cinema aficionado knows where this SFX has been sampled from. It's a piece by Jocelyn Pook titled Masked Ball, a highly controversial composition written specifically for the master filmmaker Stanley Kubrick and his swan song Eyes Wide Shut. The reason why I mention this piece is because of its controversy and fame. It's a widely discussed and popular musical composition. The makers of Sadak 2 used this piece and it was very foolish, very unprofessional and downright offensive to a masterpiece that has created history. The very first scene of Sadak 2 begins with this stolen track and the entire movie uses it blatantly with no regard or respect to the original composer. I should actually end Sadak 2's review right now just for tainting the memory of such a classic piece. Sadak 2's story, like I've already mentioned, has nothing to do with the 1991 movie. Here in this 2020 sequel, we have Ravi Kishore played by Sanjay Dutt, an aging taxi cab business owner who is caught in a dilemma to deliver Arya Desai to Kailash. The movie then gets caught in between Ravi Kishore's suicidal tendencies, Arya Desai played by Alia Bhatt, and her martyr syndrome. Some antagonists selling God and playing God that have no rhyme, no rhythm or no reason. And the boyfriend Munna aka Vishal played by Aditya Kapur, who is a confused form of entity, both as an actor and as a character. This is the entire plot of Sadak 2. You might be thinking that I missed something here. Yes, I have. I have missed Bijaya Bhatt altogether. He is a secret. Even the filmmakers missed her. Sadak 2? Ha! It has been said that a movie is a story told threefold. First by the writer, then the director, and finally the editor. All 3 aspects of this movie fall flat on their faces. I can comment only a little about the writing because if you see Sadak 2 as a standalone movie, you can at least know some sensible story out of it. The business of selling God is a big issue all across the world and we are not new to it coming from Bollywood. While a movie like PK was a sensible movie, relatable movie, but Sadak 2, well, comparing these 2 movies is already making me cringe, so let's refrain from that. Sadak 2's writing could not justify the cause or the effect of this background plot. Characters and their motives in Sadak 2 is what made the movie such a slugfest. Ravi Kishore's suicidal tendencies are so downplayed that it makes depression seem like a joke. The same goes to Arya's martyr syndrome. Director Mahesh Bhatt has completely missed every marks from this movie. From the deuteragonist Munna to the antagonist Guruji Gyan Prakash, from Nandini Desai to Gulshan Grover's Hatkatta, none of these characters are imposing, none of their intentions are clear, and no one poses an imminent threat to the protagonist. Let me go out on a limb here, making Arya's character a rebel and then immediately hiding her behind a man the moment she sees a threat is misogynistic. Ravi Kishore, a hallucinating person to be kept in suicide watch and then immediately sending him off to an actual suicide mission, is playing with the sentiments of thousands of people living with mental ailments. This movie is not just bad but offensive as well. Knowing that a person you fell in love with is your hitman and the very next second forgiving him to fall even more deep in love, well, that's just stupid, absolutely idiotic. And finally, the editing of the movie. Sandeep Kurup has yet to leave his lasting impression in Bollywood, and his work does not speak volume or quality. But with a portfolio that carries a name like Sadak 2, his progress is one step forward, two steps back. The abrupt cutting from past to present, the inconsistency in setting the premise for antagonists, failure to establish a runner for secondary characters, not being able to handle the tonal shifts, or even give room to lapses of timing, everything has hammered the final nail in Sadak 2's coffin. Songs featured in Sadak 2, even though they abruptly erupt out, are however pleasing to the ears. But if you ask me, I would suggest you go listen to these soundtracks on YouTube. You don't really need to watch this movie, which by the way I displeasingly award just a half star. Before I fold today's episode, I would like to call out to Alia Bhatt fans out there. Yes, she is a star child and the nepotism fire is burning bright on the pyre. But she has been able to shine here and there. Gully Boy, Utta Punjab, Highway and Razi, to name a few. If you want to keep her name at high regards, then do yourself a favor. Don't watch Sadak 2.